It was horrific. Parent and child worst nightmare, suffering beyond comprehension.
Judy and Scott Campbell, they have two boys. They live in the Midwest. They were living the typical suburban life. Their oldest son, Michael, 14 years old, in a gifted and talented program. All of a sudden, one day, the day before Halloween, he says to his parents, I really need to talk to you. Mom and Dad, I think I'm the evil, damned son of the devil, and I'm having homicidal, suicidal thoughts. Satan is talking to me through porn sites on my cell phone, and I wanted permission to destroy it. He had sudden onset psychosis. He was hearing voices. He thought his cat was trying to kill him. The main character, Swamp Thing, was a famous scientist who had developed a secret formula for ending world hunger. It helped plants grow. But the bad guys wanted it, and his lab was blown up. He was mixed with this secret formula, and he became integrated with the DNA of the plants. He identified with Swamp Thing because Swamp Thing looked like a monster on the outside, but still that part of the scientist that was inside of him wanted to do the right thing. He knew there was a certain goodness inside of him. Bartonella henselae, or cat scratch disease is what it's called. There are many subspecies and they have slightly different symptoms. They found a clinic in the middle of the Midwest that very Christian-based, religious infusion, healing the whole family. Physician's assistant did a complete physical exam on him. She noticed on his torso that he had these like scratch marks, and they were a little bit like stretch marks. And she'd just been to a conference and she learned that this tiny little insidious bug called Bartonella, which invades the cells and creates massive inflammation in humans. It creates these skin lesions, and they're called Bartonella striae. And she says, this could be Bartonella. And they got in a clinical trial and they tested for Bartonella, and sure enough, he had Bartonella. And Bartonella creates these crazy sudden onset neuropsychiatric symptoms.
They were doctors that had a growth mindset, truly problem solvers. The nurse practitioner, Nicole, diagnosed him on a physical exam, BART tracks, skin lesions that don't follow skin planes. Dr. Lewis equipped us with resources, advanced topics in Lyme disease, and told us to read Horowitz's book. He set up a multiple-staged intracellular antibiotic treatment plan. This is a growth mindset, problem-solving mindset.
It was an 18-month process. He was diagnosed in about a year, and then it took 6 months to sort of kill the organisms, get his immune system healthy enough, and then also to wean him off the psychiatric drugs. They estimate that it cost them totally $400,000. They're both working parents, and they didn't have that cash on hand, so they had to take a second mortgage out on their house. People think we have this great medical system, but they're doing well checks and getting pap smears and dental cleanings. You don't know until you have a catastrophic illness how it could easily make you bankrupt. Anybody can get sick. You shouldn't have to sell your house or go bankrupt. And I think our society needs to come to grips with how to change the system so it's more compassionate. I think there's a lot of resistance in the medical community. A lot of the doctors don't want to think they've been wrong and they've misdiagnosed people. That's just human nature. But we're seeing awareness grow with that. I mean, if you just look at PANS and PANDAS, so the fact that strep can cause psychosis and schizophrenia-like diseases, and now Bartonella. A famous clinician, Sir William Osler, says, listen to your patients and they'll give you the answers. So the irony of the story was Michael the boy thought that the cat was trying to murder him. And so in the end, the Bartonella that may have been hiding out in the cat was what was killing him slowly and painfully.
Essentially told the story to save lives, and no one should go through this horror. I'm hoping, based on my son's case report, that we're starting to find a root cause for mental illness for some, perhaps many patients. COVID has woken up doubters that infections can be causal for psychiatric issues. Glad this story will add to the knowledge base and save lives.